Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. It's Mr. W from Mr. W Games. Today we're back with another episode in Head S Code Redux Part 2. We last left off after we're going to meet Marco and somebody else. Well, we're going to, but first we got to do all this. Also, I'd like to say thank you for support for the last video and just thank you for support in general. Keep on, and let's continue. Generally speaking, there's always a driver or conductor, I guess, who sat in the frontal cabin of the train. There's also a second cabin in the back with another one of them. Together combined, they form a giant robot. Okay, that's a reference to something. I'm trying to figure out a reference to any like Power Ranger or Voltron reference. It's a giant robot or anything that does with like transforming giant robots. Could be Transformers too. On a more serious note, I wandered to the back of the train to see if I could catch a glimpse of the drivers around. But as much as I tried to look inside, I couldn't see anything. The view through the windows was completely dark. If anyone was inside, I wouldn't know. It was the same for the other side too. I knocked on the front of the driver's compartment door. Hey, anybody home? Special pizza delivery straight to the train. Slightly hollow sound resonated on his own without any answer from within. I doubt the hunger. The likeliest scenario is that if there's someone there, they don't want to come out. That could be worded differently, but yeah. Can't say much because I'm not really good with grammar in general, but I feel like that could be worded differently. However, due to the way it's closed, I don't think the door even opens. Wait, they wouldn't even come out if they wanted? Precisely. There's probably no one in the cabin then. I thought that was strange. Trains didn't work that way. Well, yeah, I feel like that's obvious right off the rip. If trains did work like this, I'd be kind of scared. Tiny bit of space in the area. If I wanted, I could drop down to the rails below, between the train and the station itself. I really wanted to go there so I can look at the train from up close, but that's ridiculous dangerous for a few reasons. First of all, the rails were electrified, so if I touched them directly, I'd be incinerated. The voltage was no joke. Second of all, if I went down there, I could get hit by trains but take off again. That's just a risk I didn't want to take. Both of these were terrible deaths, but at least I had enough self-respect to die another way. Ooh, sorry for taking so much for that. Maybe it would have helped, but too dangerous for sure. However, the fact that the middle of the compartments were otherwise made of rubber substance gave me an idea. Hey Jay, come over here. This is salted. Maybe we can break through it. No, even I can tell that's not going to work. It might be rubbery, but it allowed the train to turn. If it's wide inside, which it is, she pointed the opening between the compartments. Then it has to be solid and harmonically closed. If it's soft, I thought we could break this part. I don't need Norton security pop up. Okay. Cross my arms as Jasmine continued examining this spot, even if nothing came of it. Sometimes the best solution to the problem is a direct one. I went to the door as my first peek and tried to see if there's a way for my fingers to fit underneath to pull them apart. I don't think that's gonna work. Jasmine saw what I was trying to do, and I admit she was right. I will reluctantly let go of it. Well, now then, let's regroup and think about it again. So we're just not gonna talk about how that just shaped the whole train? No. We're just gonna let that fly? Alright. I was about to talk to the others when something interrupted me. As soon as I moved, the train doors finally opened. Almost immediately, the older man walked out. He looked at us with a frown. For a second, he looked as if he was going to speak, but went off his merry way alone instead. Hello? Talk about rude. I muttered the last part under my breath to avoid aggravating him. Man that size, you just didn't screw around with. It seemed as though he and Marco had just woken up during their search. As the latter followed behind, exiting the train was similar to the mountainous man. Hey Tim. Hey Tim. Sound like hey Tim. Hey Simon. Oh, not Simon. Hey Simon. There we go. You look joyful to see me, but almost instantly Jasmine frowned and put her hand over his mouth. Shh! This place is all sorts of weird, and we're not using real names, just aliases. You're not going by S, and I'm going by J, okay? Marco looked at her with surprise in the world before he nodded, acknowledged her request. After making sure he understood, the girl let go of him. You know what, I was a little annoyed at my name with not known strong men, A, and an essential girl, E. However, neither seemed bothered in the least. Just don't cause worry. Of course I heard your name, but not something that preoccupies me. I would not be much of a knight of justice if I would backstab you, you know. I want to make sure neither of them will spill the beans, just so I can stay on the level with the rest of the field. But first I need a bit more information. I've been wondering, do you two know each other? You introduced her, so... Well, unfortunately the companion at my side is unable to do so herself, because as you may be able to see, she's unable to. Unable to what? Unable to see, of course. She's also unable to hear. She's both blind and deaf, making communication rather difficult. Thankfully, we devised a way to do so quickly and easily. He reached for her hand, and which she took without hesitation. The finger touched in strange ways. Trying to make sense of it. Was it kind of tactile alphabet? The whole process took around a minute, after which she lit up. Hello to you three. It's as he said, I'm unable to hear or see, but I can still talk. It was the first time she spoke since she came by us. Her words were kind of soft. It was even softer than soft. In fact, it was melodious. It resonated within me. That word did not resonate with me. I looked at the others to see if they had the same effect. Marco simply waiting for things to happen. Jasmine, otherwise unaffected, they didn't seem to get the same effect from her, then. Something struck me as odd. Despite the fact she was blind and deaf, she could speak extremely well. If she had been disabled since birth, it would be much stranger. That probably means she has always been. That didn't want to press into a complete stranger's past. Acknowledging her words, I nodded at E. Yeah, actually, why was I thinking about that? Acknowledging the word, I nodded at E. I immediately rectified my paper when I remember she couldn't see. I'm sorry, I nodded, but you can't see, so embarrassment struck again. This time forced me to bring my head behind my head to awkwardly rub it in desertion. Wow, they hit me with a lot of words I don't know. Definitely finding my reaction funny. At least someone's having fun. You do understand what I mean by making communication typical now. He touched E's hand once again, and girl being trying to understand the predicament. This must happened to her countless times. If anything, she didn't look annoyed by it. So anyway, sorry to interrupt. What's going on here? Jasmine and A felt on the subject of her presence here. Meanwhile, I had to look around, trying to see what the mountainous stranger has been up to. He was alone next to the big door on the wall, examining a little console next to it. The more I looked at him, the more frustrated he looked with them. He's been trying to leave the station, but from what I saw, the door was locked and we couldn't leave. And of course, I noticed the train had gone much like ours and left earlier once we stepped out. It seemed automated somehow. My lips are dry. Give me a sec. I didn't mean to skip that. My lips are dry. What was the other part? Oh, okay, this was the other part. Yeah, I'm assuming we can't leave. I interrupted the topic to bring that to the attention. From what I gather, Marco was now nicknamed M in the eyes of others. I haven't mentioned before. He and I examined the door just like the large man is doing, but we can leave. We're trapped here. That's not cool. Who would do something like this? That I do not know. However, we all share one element. Namely, we're all wearing one of these dangerous looking collars. Marco checked his own, looking at Jasmine and me to confirm we had them too. And that's right. I didn't even notice. Just like before, the other train arrived, interrupting our conversation. How many trains are going to get here? We're 6 already, but If y'all were in pairs, that'd be 8. Looked through the window while feeling like I was part of a welcome committee now. Inside were 2 girls who weren't asleep, unlike Marco and the man bidden. The doors opened almost instantly. It was perhaps presumptuous of me, but was opening doors tied to awakening somehow? No, that's a little strange. What was someone rigging in such a way? It wouldn't be really hard. Just some thermal cameras, or just motion detectors, or to use the caller, or use that detection of your callers. Anything's possible. Perhaps they could see us. Alright, sorry about that. I had a slight interruption. Now, as we left off, I looked around for cameras while 2 girls left the train. I saw none. Said I focused back onto them. They looked remarkably alike. One of them was fiercer looking and stood in front. The other one was a little nervous, halfway hiding by who I assume was her sister. Don't worry, young lady. We are in a strange predicament, but we are not hostile, I can assure you. Yeah, this is still weird. Don't worry. We're not tied to wherever this is. Welcome, by the way. Marco smiled at them. He was a little awkward. Yeah, I don't think that's gonna work. This one don't seem like she's really trusting at all, regardless of the situation. And just from basic past experience with this person, he was always awkward around strangers, but perhaps there was another reason this time. Didn't pursue it, instead tried to help her calm down teenagers. Well, it's okay, we all understand both here. Didn't look reassured at all. The old man cleared his throat before extending a metaphorical hand to them. Due to our circumstances, we have chosen to call ourselves nicknames. I am A, this little girl by my side is E, and the boy is S, and there's M, and the lady in pink is J. What may we call you? The twin in the front spoke at a moment of hesitation. My name is H, my sister G then. Afterwards, the man who had previously ignored us approached us again. Either he wasn't a fan of being excluded despite the fact that he was doing on his own, or no, the group was big enough for him to care about. So what's going on here? Why can't I leave? We are currently attempting to make sense of the situation. Or so, perhaps we could do so together, don't you think? The man thought about it. His president was frightening the twins who claimed up again. But first, we could use something to call you by. Surely you have heard our nickname, Jess. Yeah, I've heard I didn't care what you call me. Call me over a name I give, so I guess you should call me Ray. That's good enough. Training long gone by this point. The others came by. I wonder if this meant we're a complete group now. We had a joker, old man, twins, childhood friend, disabled girl, and a big idiot. Well, I was there too. The big idiot was Ray, of course. I hope so. Big idiot was Ray. For some reason, I felt as though his head might have been a bit empty with the way he acted. He even bellowed at us post-introduction, asked us to check around again for a way out. We did so begrudgingly, but the fact of the matter was clear. There was no way out. No, that wasn't quite right. There was 2 ways out. First, ridiculous. Somehow, the television screen would allow us to pass another dimension. There was no minute channel for us. Persona 4 reference. The only way was to take the train, so through the tunnel. However, that was dangerous. Yeah, I found a locked gate here. One of the twins called to us deep inside a dark maintenance hallway right next to the tunnel. There was a locked gate. Its bars were thick. What do you think this means? It means it's locked. Yeah, well, yeah. I was one way to put it. I mean, you gotta go that far, saying use your eyes like you got something unlike the ego over there. Can't you break it up? He attempted to do so. His big build allowed him to ram into such force, and yet, other than a loud reverberating smash, there was no effect. I feel like that would be kind of obvious that a big metal sheet door was locked. You don't run into it, expecting anything to happen. That's just me. Yeah, the door remained firmly locked. What is this door? It's like the other in the metallic wall. They're so solid. Let's finally throwing stuff onto the tracks. I guess we're stuck for now. Well, let's deliberate on what we're doing amongst ourselves, okay? It was decided that we split up a talk a little about what to do, and I mean, Jasmine, Michael split up from the rest. I was going to follow up with them, but A stopped me. Would you kindly speak to each of our little groups to get the opinion on how to proceed? Well, I guess. You think you'll make up the mind faster? Yes. Much I want to give everyone the space, we need to be sure what we're doing sooner and not later. I said what he meant. We can stay here forever. With a nod, I left him to head over to my friends. Actually, I wasn't bound to that. Perhaps I could speak to someone instead. I figure I can go check on Twin Thread and my friends. There was always speak Eddie in, but that's probably the space. I said just talk to him now. Couldn't hide my curiosity over the door he formed with either. I'm gonna Ray first because he's gonna be the most annoying to deal with. That's how Ray is. He'll be most annoying to deal with, but let's approach him. He didn't look very welcoming. So what's your idea? Think we should go to the tunnel? Yeah, maybe. Is there anything else to do? I ain't staying here for much longer than I need to. I was on my way 5 stations deeper, and this is such a huge waste of time. He held onto his wrist with his other hand. I noticed something was off under his cuff. Do you have a watch? Can you tell the time? But did you have a phone? You younglings all have that nowadays, no? Check my pocket. Didn't have a cell phone, but I have a cell phone, not a smartphone. Either way, it wasn't there, so I didn't either now. You lost it? Yeah. And it's with this watch. Close to 6 p.m. What is this? I don't know how to say the word cocophony. Curious about what he meant, but I noticed very quickly the screen in the back station being nosy. Noisy. Not nosy. Covered with white noise too. Looked at him, seeing others gathered back in front of me, went towards it to understand what was to come. When I joined the others, I was quickly made inventory of everyone's state of being. Holding their heads over the ears, the noise was pretty loud. I said I was close, doing much the same. Jasmine and Marco watched it, waiting expectantly. Of course, they were the comments of the bunch. Ray was being aggravated by it. His hands were curled up in the face as he about to punch the thing into next Tuesday. E didn't see rather difficult, granted she was deaf and explained she couldn't hear it. Ed was slightly nervous despite his usual countenance. I prepped myself for what would be shown, both my hands closing in the fist. Once the noise cleared up, someone showed up on the screen. He had a strange mask on, which seemed to cover his entire head. Just as strangely, he was dressed in a cultist robe, and his hands were covered in bandages. Couldn't tell if it was a man or a woman. It could be both. Smile and shine, everyone. I am smiling. Please listen carefully to all that I will say, as I will not repeat it. You will be missing crucial details to your survival if you chose to ignore me. So this is a pre-recorded message. That is important. Well, I'm assuming it's a pre-recorded message. That is very important. I say that because if that's really the case, like that's really the actual case, then that opens up a lot of windows of being who's the traitor is or who captured everyone. But let's continue for now. Oh, I'm not saying that because like I played this before. I'm saying that just because I play other games like that where it had like pre-recorded messages and like puzzle solving. And yeah, that's generally a trend, but headers code wouldn't be as popular if they just followed the same trend. But look at the others briefly. Everyone seemed as puzzled as I was, except for E. A would have to communicate everything towards her, most likely. The distorted voice resumed its speech. You are in the metro, Montreal's underground transit system, not transit system. Much like how Montreal survives on its population, you are my lifeblood. Your goal is to win this game we played together, the dating game. I understand that game cannot be won without a set of predefined rules, so 3 will be given to you, as many as the law of robotics. Law of robotics. I just looked it up. I don't know what it is. First one will follow this brief explanation over an important element. You have a color with a number on each one of them, specifically 1 through 8. See the number, you need someone else to push the red button on the back, which is when it will prepare a pair. The color is extremely important as it's your salvation and demise. You are 8 participants, but none of you, as you now, can pass through any of the numerous gates and back outside. The simple reason is your colors do not show the number 9. It is rule number 1. To escape the place, you must team up with an additional person. If you break this rule by leaving through one of many scanners gates before you find them, you'll be severely punished. So we have to find the 9th person and team up with them, but then we can leave. It's important. Smile and continue as if it was only a recording. Once you figure out who figure out the person who will help you leave, two among you will be allowed to do so. After rule number 2 is closely tied to the name of this game. Data game, as you may have realized if you remember how you arrived here, meant to bring you to numerous stations in pairs. On every single station, except for one you're currently on, you are forbidden to enter the station with more than one partner. Breaking this rule will instantly punish you as well. Even though you can take the train station, stop at any station, the train will not leave unless you have solved the station it stops at, or a group or two leap the train and the door closes behind them. In essence, you must solve each station as they come. I feel like puzzle would probably be a better word. For now, you may only go in one direction unless you like to take a chance about crossing over the rails. I would strongly suggest against it. It is not forbidden, but if a train should arrive at the same moment, your death would be a terrible accident. It's locking our progress. And for rule 3, it's more of a piece of information than a rule. If you are punished, it will always be in the same way. Decapitation. The word sent tremor of anxiety through the group. H and G were both terrified. Desmond was staring blankly, and Marco's arms were crossed. On the other side, A was frowning, and Ray was fuming angrily. I did say the colors were your 2 things, your salvation and demise. The interior has a feature you cannot see from the outside, a red lining which is part of demise. Breaking up any of your rules will cause the lining to form a full circular laser which detach your head and cauterize the wound. I only want to make it more necessary than a mess. Part of the rule, you're forbidden from breaking this color. If it's determined enough force to apply it will punish you. Clearly, it's spoken long enough. Please do not underestimate the color you wear. They are made of high indestructible alloy. Even the strongest amongst you will not survive the punishment. Let us wish you never see me on screen again, because my smile is a smile that can kill. Just like that, the screen shut down. Everyone seemed rather panicked. Sweat was dripping on my forehead at the thought that this might be actually real, and I had a death machine installed around my neck. We're gonna die, aren't we? It's okay, sis. I'll protect you against the Kronkle. Oh, this sucks big time. Can anyone here call a helicopter? You think a helicopter can help? You're more on the ground if you didn't notice. Hey, I'll just make it a joke. Is it time to make a joke? It is no use to lose the calm, everyone. I agree, but we can't let it bother us or we're already lost. Please don't panic until we make sense of this. But Ray disregarded her words and instead reached for his collar. He slid his thumb beneath it with great effort as the collar was smoked against his neck. Screw it, I'm going to destroy this collar. I don't care what Smiling said. This thing is tiny and it should break in seconds. That's not a good idea. But he was already pulling on it. Almost immediately, the back of his car lit up a red alarm. He instantly released it, realizing that it was indeed a strong alloy. I'm not done here, you hear me? Stop it, I get it. Everyone watched from the sidelines, but ultimately the alarm stopped. Ready seemed to have gotten lucky. He leaned over and looking extremely tired. Couldn't blame him. Just be grateful it didn't go through with it. The next time I won't be so lenient. Ray grumbled something, but I changed the subject to something more important to the matter at hand while we We go punch the door right in the results. Do you notice how they got stuck? It was like a recording that said a while ago. The problem with that, I sure wouldn't want to live in this place. If it was me doing it, I'd be stressed out. No, consider why it's set that way. Well, because he's among us. I just realized what I said at the earlier bit of this episode, and now I look like I'm a hypocrite. I look like a big hypocrite. That's great. I mean, look like a hypocrite, but yeah. Even see, the main character agrees. Even though I look like a big hypocrite. I realized that might not have been the most challenging thing to say. As panic rippled through the group, everyone looked at each other, and I sure who to trust. A came back from his talk with E. He told her what Smiley said, most likely. That is possible. I suppose when we keep our eyes open, then. That was all around and coming from him. That guy, he kind of has great build, doesn't he? Maybe it's him. Wow, put himself in the death trap. Think before you speak. And my name's not Gray, it's Ray. You said two dumb things back to back. That was good for a joke at least. Maybe trying to lift the mood a little bit. Jasmine sighed very loud and shook her head. I don't think we can tell too easily. The fact they look big means it could be any of us wearing a number of things to feel bigger. Could be, for example, us wearing a bunch of foam under the robe. Could be big, standing on stilts to appear taller. Then you had been thinking he's right. Yeah, that see, it's not dumb at least. The one point I know none of you trust anyone else now. But we need to do what he says. We need to check our callers and take the train. Oh, that's right. Still don't know our numbers. Let's do that. Very quickly, we all check each other's numbers. 1 through 4 were G, me, Marco, and A respectively. H, Ray, E, and Jasmine were 5 through 8. That's what we thought. No one had number 9. Strangely, our callers also had colored. G had green, I had blue, Marco has orange, A has yellow, H had aqua, Ray has white, E had red, and Jasmine had purple. I feel like the color is important. I guess we'll find out later. Of course it wouldn't be so easy, huh? What are these weird colors? It wouldn't be much of a game we could solve in seconds. Or check the colors. A train slowly moved to the station. The doors opened like yawning abyss representing our future. After several moments of inertia, I asked what we were thinking. Is the train waiting for us? Jasmine stared at me accusingly. That struck in retaliation. I was the one who opposed that earlier, but maybe it's true. We don't have a choice. I think anyone really want to go down the tunnel earlier, but it's safe enough at least. We're going to dissatisfaction. The split into 4 groups of 2 then. Think many of us this would be rather easy to determine. Yeah, screw that. If I ended with Smiley, what did they get me, huh? You're the one afraid of that? But no, you're wrong. It's actually safer this way, actually. Listen, we're in group of 2, someone coming along. What do you think that means? That's right. If no one comes back, will be suspicious. I don't think anyone will act out if we all take the station at the same time. Which means this is the best course of action. I keep clicking the left click by accident. Marco changed the subject according by the location instead. This side of the station is going towards north, right? It wouldn't make any sense to move the other way. That's true. We're going north then. We all been north after all. If we left the train, we were on the east side. Let's go in then. If we stay here too long, we'll die of hunger or dehydration. Or even worse, something else happened. Like a fight breaking out up. Go way around, that was possible. You're already looking angry again. Then we're out earlier, we can return to life, right? For now, at very least. We're friendly doing what Smiley says, otherwise we can't get out right now. You getting out, Ray? HG, you both good? Or whatever you A, are you good with E? All of them nodded. The group all naturally split up among those who arrived. H went with G, A with only one communicating E, then went to her, and for us, it was actually more complicated. I could go with Jasmine or Marco, but Ray would be alone. However, if we meant to split up things, that means I need to go with Marco. What sort of link Jasmine and Ray could have shared? Harith asked to respond. We can split the team thing when you like. I don't mind if you pick you should go with Ray. Yeah, we have to babysit him. Ray narrowed his eyes in his direction. Yeah, I don't trust Marco or Ray then. But like, fight would really break out if I put them together. Push. You never don't have a choice. I feel like Jasmine can handle whatever Ray could throw at her, so I went with Marco. Besides, maybe that's how the pair meant to be. Y'all had to link somehow. No way, it wouldn't be out of the way. Jasmine far longer than no Marco. Well, I was thinking all of a sudden. Was I trying to crack some weird code? It's like I was taking pleasure in solving the situation. I shook my head to clear it up. Maybe I've been underground for too long. It just kind of kidnapping was any fun to me. Okay, Jake, you're with Ray. Now go in. Is that fine by you? She slowly nodded at me. Probably not. She's not fine with it. What's the reason I felt as though she was dissatisfied with the outcome, despite giving me the choice? At least Ray and Marco want to fight. Everyone has a team now. Since we're going to access the side station, there are only one direction to take. Go ahead and enter the station first. If they know anyone was moving yet, my group soon follow. I figure the system will automate to a certain degree. Maybe mastermind behind all this could see us. A shiver ran up to my spine at that thought. Where were the scanners on door or something? The cameras we couldn't see? Suddenly I grew self-conspicuous. Don't think too much about it. I did earlier, and it didn't go well over my head. She sighed in discouragement and closed her eyes for a moment. I wordlessly agreed with her. The doors closed, and we were greeted by a pre-recording speech telling us what station it was. Chan Station, Guardian Manager. I don't know what I had to say then. With all this, I almost forgotten the train had French diction here. Seemed like next station was Guardian Manager, Monger, whatever that was. I must have done started blinking the wall to see which of us would blink first. But since we were just a handful, I figured some chatter wouldn't hurt. The real question was top of the best to pick. And this is where I'm going to stop. I think I'm going far long enough. So far, I'm still enjoying the series again. After revisiting, I know I haven't done much into it, but I'm enjoying the series again. I thank you guys for your support. Thank you for watching. Like and subscribe, and bye.